Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body refuses to rest? You try to drift back to sleep, but the more you toss and turn, the more alert you become. And strangely enough, it always seems to happen at the same time, around 3 o'clock a.m. Why 3 a.m.? Why not 2 or 4? That's where the mystery begins. This recurring pattern isn't random. It's deeply connected to your body, your health, and even your emotions. For many older adults, waking up at 3 a.m. can be a hidden signal from within, one that deserves attention rather than frustration. In this video, we'll uncover the real reasons behind waking up at 3 a.m. in old age and the simple yet powerful steps you can take to restore deep, uninterrupted sleep. So stay with me until the end, because understanding this could be the key to waking up each morning feeling refreshed, calm, and truly rested. What is it about that exact hour, 3 a.m., that seems to pull you out of sleep? The answer lies deep within your body's natural design, guided by something called the circadian rhythm. Think of it as your body's internal clock, a finely tuned system that controls when you feel awake, when you grow tired, and even when specific hormones are released to regulate everything from your energy to your digestion and mood. It's a remarkable rhythm, almost like a perfectly synchronized dance. But as the years pass, this inner clock doesn't keep time quite the same way. Aging affects more than our eyesight or joints. It subtly reshapes how we sleep, too. Around 3 a.m., your body enters a special physiological phase. This is when your core temperature drops, hormones recalibrate, and blood sugar levels fluctuate. These shifts are completely natural, yet for many older adults, they become more intense and harder to ignore. You might wake up feeling too warm or too cold, or perhaps your cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes slightly higher than normal, stirring you awake before dawn. When your internal rhythm slips out of sync, it quietly stirs restlessness just when your body should be at ease. But there's more to this 3 a.m. mystery than simple biology. As we grow older, the very architecture of our sleep begins to change. In youth, deep and unbroken sleep carried us effortlessly through the night. Now, those restorative stages grow shorter, replaced by lighter cycles that leave us more vulnerable to waking. What does this mean in practice? Even the smallest trigger, a faint sound, a shift in breathing, or a simple turn in bed, can pull you back to consciousness. And once your eyes open, the mind quickly takes over. Thoughts rush in uninvited. Old memories, tomorrow's tasks, or small worries that suddenly feel enormous in the quiet of the night. Minutes stretch on as you lie awake, hoping sleep will return. But here's where it gets interesting. Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just sleeplessness. It's communication. Your body is sending a message, wrapped in silence, hinting at something deeper. Sometimes it's stress quietly building beneath the surface. Other times it's linked to what you eat or drink during the day. And occasionally, it's a signal that your system needs more attention than you've realized. So let's take a closer look at one of the most overlooked causes, your diet. What you eat, and when you eat it, can quietly influence those late-night awakenings. As we age, our metabolism slows, and our bodies no longer process food as efficiently as they once did. A heavy dinner too close to bedtime, or even an afternoon coffee or sugary snack, can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster that peaks just as the clock strikes 3 a.m., leaving you wide awake and restless. Hydration plays its own tricky part. Not drinking enough water during the day may cause your body to wake you as a subtle signal of dehydration. Yet drinking too much right before bed can lead to repeated trips to the bathroom, breaking your sleep rhythm again and again. The key is balance. Spacing your meals properly, keeping your blood sugar stable, and managing hydration can dramatically improve your sleep quality. Even small changes, like eating dinner earlier or skipping that late-night coffee, can make a noticeable difference. But food and drink aren't the only factors. Stress, tension, and even the way you breathe while sleeping can quietly trigger those 3 a.m. wake-ups. Let's explore how your mind and body work together and what you can do to calm them for a deeper, uninterrupted night's rest. Stay with me, because we've only begun uncovering the truth behind those midnight awakenings. We've looked at the physical triggers like changing sleep cycles, shifting body temperature, and late-night eating habits. But this pattern of waking at 3 a.m. goes far deeper. It's not just about your body. It's about the delicate balance between stress, breathing, and the quiet workings of your mind while you sleep. Let's begin with one of the most underestimated culprits, stress. You may not think of yourself as someone weighed down by worry, yet stress isn't always obvious or dramatic. It doesn't need to look like pacing the floor or losing sleep over tomorrow's plans. Sometimes it's quieter, a subtle tension that lingers in the background, growing little by little through everyday concerns you barely notice. And when does it strike hardest? Right around 3 a.m., when the world is still and your guard is down. Here's why. When stress lingers, even beneath your awareness, your body releases extra cortisol, the same hormone that helps you wake up in the morning and stay alert during the day. Ideally, cortisol follows a natural rhythm, peaking early to energize you and falling as night approaches. But when that rhythm is disrupted, your body may mistake the middle of the night for morning, and that's when you find yourself wide awake once again. When stress disrupts that natural balance, cortisol can spike at the wrong time, pulling you out of deep rest. Suddenly, you're wide awake in the middle of the night, your heart racing, your mind alert, and your body tense when it should be peacefully dreaming. Even if you don't consciously feel anxious, your system might be stuck in a quiet state of fight or flight, as though it's bracing for something unseen. And truthfully, as we age, life gives us plenty to process. Concerns about our health, worries for loved ones, or simply the changes that come with time. You may not dwell on these thoughts consciously, but your brain doesn't shut off when you close your eyes. It keeps working, sorting, and sometimes nudging you awake in the process. So, what's the antidote? It begins with something simple yet profoundly effective: your breath. Deep, intentional breathing. Think about how a baby breathes in sleep, slow, steady, and rhythmic, their chest rising and falling in perfect calm. That's what a nervous system at peace looks like. But as adults, we often shift into shallow, quick breaths without realizing it. Over time, this subtle change keeps our bodies on high alert, ready to jolt awake at the slightest sound, especially around 3 a.m., when the body's rhythm is most sensitive. Think of this as your body's alarm clock that no one set. But here's a simple way to quiet it down tonight. If you find yourself wide awake and staring at the ceiling, try this. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold that breath gently for 4 seconds. Then exhale through your mouth for another 4. Repeat it several times. This signals your nervous system to relax, reassuring your body that it's safe to rest. It's like pressing a reset button, guiding your body back toward calm, steady sleep. Now, let's turn to something many people overlook: the sleep environment itself. It's easy to assume that getting into bed is all it takes for a good night's rest, but small details can make or break your sleep quality. Temperature, for example, plays a major role. Have you ever noticed that around 3 a.m. you wake up feeling too warm or even sweaty? As we age, our bodies lose some efficiency in regulating temperature, and that slight overheating can pull you out of deep sleep. Research shows that the ideal sleep temperature is around 65 degrees or 18 degrees, cool enough to keep your body settled in a restorative rhythm. If your room feels stuffy, open a window or lower the thermostat slightly. Light is another quiet disruptor. Even a faint glow from your phone, a nightlight, or the red digits of your alarm clock can trick your brain into thinking dawn has arrived. Our brains are wired to wake at the first hint of light, so even that tiny flicker can end your rest prematurely. If 3 a.m. has become your regular wake-up time, try turning your bedroom into a peaceful cave. Use blackout curtains, cover glowing electronics, or wear a soft sleep mask. These small adjustments can bring big rewards for deeper, uninterrupted sleep. But here's something you might not expect. Your liver plays a key role in this nighttime puzzle. That hardworking organ in your abdomen doesn't just aid digestion. It quietly supports your body's entire recovery while you sleep. Between 2 and 4 a.m., your liver hits its peak performance, detoxifying your system and processing everything you've consumed throughout the day. If you're frequently waking up around 3 a.m., it could be your liver's subtle signal that it's under strain. Think back to your evening habits. Was dinner heavy or late? Rich sauces, greasy takeout, or even a couple of glasses of wine might seem harmless, but they force your liver to work overtime, sometimes enough to nudge you awake. The solution is simple. Finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bed and keep your meals light. Choose lean proteins and vegetables over processed or fatty foods. Hydration also helps. Drink water steadily throughout the day rather than right before bed. Even small additions like leafy greens, beets, or a splash of lemon in your water can support your liver's nighttime detox without triggering a 3 a.m. wake-up call. Now, when you do find yourself awake in the middle of the night, what's your usual response? Do you reach for your phone, start planning tomorrow's schedule, or toss and turn in frustration? Here's one tip that might surprise you. Resist the urge to check the clock. The moment you see 3 a.m. glowing back at you, your brain locks in on it. And that single glance can make falling back asleep even harder. The moment you glance at the clock and think, only 4 hours left, your brain snaps wide awake. That tiny bit of panic sends a surge of adrenaline through your system, making it almost impossible to fall back asleep. Instead, try something different. Stay calm and present. Remind yourself that this isn't an emergency. It's simply your body doing what it naturally does. Accept it, breathe deeply, and focus on releasing tension rather than fighting it. The more you relax, the easier it becomes to drift back into sleep. So far, we've uncovered several reasons behind those 3 a.m. awakenings. Stress, cortisol spikes, shallow breathing, an overheated room, or even an overworked liver. But there's still one crucial piece to this puzzle, and it's something many people overlook: how you start your morning. Believe it or not, your day's first actions can shape the quality of your sleep that night. Sleep isn't a switch that flips the moment your head hits the pillow. It's part of a continuous 24-hour rhythm, deeply connected to your daily habits. The way you wake up, how you move through the afternoon, and how you unwind in the evening, all of it contributes to how deeply and peacefully you sleep later on. If 3 a.m. has become your recurring wake-up call, the answers may begin not in the middle of the night, but in how you greet the morning. If those 3 a.m. wake-ups have become an unwelcome routine, it might be time to take a step back and look at how your daily habits are setting the stage for your nights, beginning with the very first thing you do each morning. Let's start with something surprisingly powerful: sunlight. When was the last time you truly stepped outside in the morning, not just to grab the mail or rush to your car, but to actually feel the light on your face and skin? It might seem too simple to matter, yet that morning light is one of the most effective tools for resetting your body's internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. That early burst of sunlight sends a clear message to your brain. It's daytime. Wake up, get energized, and start moving. This light exposure influences melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep at night. When you spend too much time indoors under artificial light or glued to screens, your body loses its natural rhythm. The result? A confused internal clock that can lead to restless nights and those frustrating early morning awakenings. Here's a simple yet transformative habit to try. Tomorrow morning, as soon as you get out of bed, step outside for just 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't need to be a big outing. Simply letting natural light touch your eyes and skin can help realign your rhythm and pave the way for deeper, more peaceful sleep. Even on cloudy mornings, sunlight still works its quiet magic. Step outside, take a few deep breaths, and let that soft, natural light touch your face and skin. It's a simple act, yet remarkably effective. It helps realign your body's sleep-wake cycle, making it easier to fall asleep at night and stay asleep until morning. Now, let's shift to another vital piece of the puzzle: movement. Have you ever noticed that on days when you're more active, maybe you took a longer walk, tended the garden, or just kept yourself busy, you tend to sleep more deeply? There's science behind that. Gentle movement, especially in the morning, not only wakes up your body and lifts your energy, but it also lays the foundation for restful sleep later in the day. The beauty of this habit is its simplicity. You don't need an intense workout or expensive equipment. A 15-minute walk around your neighborhood, a few light stretches for your back and shoulders, or even a slow Tai Chi routine can make a big difference. The goal isn't to push your limits, it's to move naturally and consistently. This kind of activity improves circulation, loosens stiff joints, and helps release built-up tension. Over time, it lowers stress, balances your energy, and gently prepares your body for the deep, peaceful sleep it deserves. There's another quiet culprit that might be disrupting your sleep: your caffeine habits. If you enjoy a warm cup of coffee or tea in the morning, don't worry, you don't need to give that up. It's a comforting ritual. But here's the thing: caffeine stays in your system much longer than most people realize. Its effects can linger for 6 to 8 hours, sometimes even longer, depending on your sensitivity. That cup of coffee you had at 2 p.m. could still be influencing your body at 10 p.m., quietly keeping your nervous system on alert. Even if you don't feel restless, that subtle stimulation may be preventing your body from fully settling into deep, restorative sleep. If you often find yourself awake around 3 a.m., it might be time to experiment with reducing caffeine in the afternoon. Try switching your latte for a caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint, or simply enjoy a glass of water with a squeeze of lemon. It might take a few days for your body to adjust, but once it does, you'll likely notice smoother, uninterrupted sleep. And since we're talking about daily habits, let's turn to the final hours of your evening. Those moments before bedtime that can either prepare your body for rest or unknowingly keep it awake. Think about it. How do you usually spend that time before you climb into bed? Are you watching TV or scrolling through your phone under that blue glow of light? If your nights often end with checking your phone, catching up on the news, or watching a favorite show, you may be exposing your eyes to blue light, the kind emitted by screens that mimics daylight. This artificial brightness signals your brain that it's still daytime, suppressing melatonin production and delaying deep, restorative sleep. To counter this, try replacing screen time with calmer, low-tech habits. Read a paperback book, listen to soothing music or a relaxing podcast, or practice a simple breathing exercise. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. And if screens are unavoidable, consider using blue light blocking glasses or switching your device to night mode with warmer tones. But perhaps the most powerful change you can make is consistency. Your body thrives on routine. Going to bed at the same time each night, even on weekends, helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep naturally and wake up refreshed. In contrast, irregular sleep schedules, like 10 p.m. one night and 1 a.m. the next, confuse your rhythm and can keep you awake when you most need rest. When you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., it's not random. It's your body sending a message that something's off balance. It could be stress, diet, inactivity, or even your sleep environment. The good news is, you don't need drastic changes to fix it. Small, consistent adjustments, like keeping your room cool, dark, and quiet, can make all the difference, helping you reclaim peaceful, uninterrupted rest. Make your nights free from buzzing gadgets and blinking lights. Pay attention to your daily rhythm. Get a dose of morning sunlight, include some gentle movement, and ease up on caffeine as the day goes on. Most importantly, give yourself patience and space to unwind. With consistency and care, those 3 a.m. wake-ups may soon become a distant memory, replaced by peaceful, rejuvenating sleep. So there you have it. We've uncovered the real reasons behind waking up at 3 a.m., from changes in your sleep cycle and stress levels to your diet, environment, and even how your mornings begin. It's not just about sleep. It's about understanding what your body is trying to tell you and making small, meaningful changes that bring big improvements over time. You deserve to wake up feeling rested, energized, and ready for a new day. I hope today's insights help you find that balance. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Healthy Aging Blueprint, for more trusted advice on living stronger and sleeping better as you age.